Hey y'all, this is Bree, and this was my experience attending a 2026 FIFA World Cup match in Atlanta, Georgia. We're encouraged to get to the stadium a couple of hours early. My hotel was less than a mile from the stadium, so I decided to walk it. It wasn't hard to figure out what direction to go in because there were massive crowds all moving in the same direction. Even though this matchup was the Democratic Republic of Congo versus Uzbekistan, which wouldn't be considered a marquee event for the tournament, the atmosphere was still very exciting. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium was temporarily named Atlanta Stadium for the tournament. This is in accordance with the FIFA naming rules. The stadium is covered with FIFA branding, music is playing, fans are taking photos, everyone is soaking in the experience, and everyone is really enjoying themselves. Getting into the stadium was pretty smooth. I had a little trouble scanning my ticket, so I just took a step back and let a few other people go so I could watch what they were doing. I was doing it right, but I guess maybe not. Now, if you've never been to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, I definitely recommend you go for some type of event. It can be a concert, it can be a football game, American football. We have an MLS team in Atlanta. It's definitely a stadium that's worth your while. Upon arrival, you're given a 2026 World Cup commemorative card with a lanyard. Within this card, you can create a profile, upload your picture, and you can use it to create personalized memorabilia that you can later buy at the FIFA shops that are inside the stadium. I was at the stadium about 2 hours before the game started, so I had a ton of time to kill. I explored one level of the stadium and considered what I might eat before the game. I wanted to check out my seat before it became too crowded, so I headed in that direction. I was lucky enough to get a front row seat. I made a video about that, so feel free to go check it out. I was in section 112C. The C stands for club. At this point, I wasn't sure if the club would be open. So again, if you've never been to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they have a lower level club called the Mercedes-Benz Club where people in certain sections can go down and can lounge in comfy seating areas. There are bars down there. There are other food vendors, so you don't have to wait in line at the top level food vendors. There's a ton of seating and lots of TVs where you can watch either the game you're here to attend or other games happening around the country. The club also has field level access. Now, this was closed for the tournament, but if you go to a normal American football game or a MLS game, this will be open and you can walk out in specific sections and be at field level. Thanks to James, one of the staff at the Atlanta Stadium, for letting me know that the club was open. I really did think it would be closed because of all the new FIFA rules and regulations, but he did let me know, and we had a great conversation about everything that the staff had to do to rebrand the stadium from Mercedes-Benz to the generic Atlanta Stadium. So he was a great help. Shout out to James. He also creates merch. You can find a link to his Instagram and TikTok in the description. While I was waiting for the game to start, I just walked around, I took pictures, I took video. I eventually decided what I was going to eat. I got my food and sat down and enjoyed my meal. When I got back to my seat, more of my seatmates were beginning to arrive, so we started talking and chatting. I met people from Iowa, I met people from Mexico, I met people from DR Congo. I also talked to some gentlemen who were from New York via Poland. So they said they were from New York, and I was like, you sound a little German. He was like, actually, I'm from Poland. And then finally, it was time for kickoff. The game was electric. It was so exciting. One of the teams scored within the first 15 seconds, but it was offside, so it was taken back. But that really got the stadium going. You could feel the energy from there, and it did not let up the entire game. I didn't have a grand stake in either team. I always root for underdogs. For me, both of these teams seem like underdogs. Uzbekistan, this is their first time at the World Cup as an independent nation. Democratic Republic of Congo hadn't been in over 50 years, and even then their country was called by a different name. It was Zaire. So I feel like they were both underdogs, but even though I respect both these teams, weeks before I had already decided to root for the Democratic Republic of Congo, and luckily around my section most people were rooting for the same team, so we were all on the same page. Regardless, the fans were very kind to each other. I have seen other games where fans are not so kind to their rival teams. Everyone sort of rooted for each other, but while also rooting for their team even more. It was really great to see. There were songs, there were chants, there were flags, there was great sportsmanship, and at the end of the day, it was just a great football match. Throughout the entire game, emotions were high. From kickoff to every tackle to every attempted goal, everyone was super hyped the entire time. DR Congo won. My section erupted. It was electric. Regardless of who would have won, I feel very lucky to have been able to attend this game. I met new people. I had a great experience that I will never forget. Once the game ended, I really didn't want to leave. I had had such a great time. I had met amazing people. We stayed, took pictures with each other, chatted a little bit more. I also wanted to allow the crowds to dissipate before I left. It didn't matter. I waited 30 minutes after the game ended to leave, and there were still tons of people everywhere, but it still made for a great walk back to my hotel. I felt very safe. I could still feel the excitement from the game. People were still chanting and hugging. It was really fun, even just leaving the stadium. When I look back on this experience, I likely won't remember too much of the score. I'll likely remember this feeling, this excitement, this appreciation of being able to experience something grand with other people from around the world. This is an experience that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I don't know if I'll get to attend another World Cup. I hope so. And if so, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Go, go, go.